we're going to do some cooking, and we're going to make a really special recipe that we only make about once a year, maybe twice, sometimes twice, it depends. So it's a special occasion type cake, birthday, all of that sort of thing. And we're going to do the maple syrup version today. So this version comes from, well, this version is my version, and it's got olive oil, maple syrup. It's me trying to sort of, it's not a healthy recipe, but this is the healthiest version of it. We're going to include 3 different versions in the recipe, the original, and then the veganized version, and then my maple syrup olive oil version. And this is actually for Ocean's 4th, well, she turns 4 tomorrow. So we're going to whip up a cake. All right, what's first? So the first part of this, I call it a boiled chocolate cake, because you actually boil some of the ingredients, you simmer it, and then you cool it down. I can put it in the fridge or even the freezer if you're in a hurry for a little bit to cool down. So the first thing we're going to do, Ocean, would you like to do some, actually, let's do this first. Always like to get the tins prepared first.
And here's the second one.
So we'll do some cutting.
Make sure the pan's this size if you're making a circle cake. Yeah.
So usually I just do it in any old pan. If it's depends what it is. If it's going to be for a birthday. So today I'm going to do. I'm not doing double quantity. I have actually done triple quantity of this for a massive cake, and that worked really, really well. But today we're just going to halve it, and we're going to put it in the little tins, and then we'll have 2. So we can put some icing in between. And we saved some icing in the freezer, the special sort of vegan buttercream one from Daddy's birthday last December, and we froze it, and we're defrosting.
Oops, sorry.
It's really loud. So we're going to defrost it overnight and then whip it up tomorrow in the mix master and see if it works. Hopefully it works. Put the scissors away from your children, and
they don't want to get your fingers cut.
So this is our egg equivalent. There's all different things. Have a look.
Can you give it a sec?
You can in a sec. Have a look online. You could try all different things. Some people use apple puree. Some people use banana, mashed banana. Some people use an actual product, like we're using no egg today. I'm not going to talk about who makes it and things like that, but it works. I think it's a potato starch from memory, and that will give that will give the right consistency.
Can I do some of that?
Hang on, I'm just stirring it with to get some of the bumps out. All right, what we're going to do though, we're going to leave this and we're going to mix that into the other liquid when it's ready. All right, so I don't wait till it's completely cold. The reason if it's really hot and it's just boiled, you don't want to mix the flour straight in, because the flour's almost going to start cooking and go lumpy. So it's to do with the consistency why you have to wait. So we'll put the flour aside. We'll put our no egg aside. Are you okay? Are you okay? It's the afternoon now and she gets a little bit tired. Yeah, because we've gone past the afternoon nap and now we're going for the more early sleep time. And it works sometimes. Where's she going?
Bye!
All right, I'm going to line the trays. I'm going to use...
I'm going to do that!
Actually, usually use a vegan butter to line the trays, and that works fine. But my mum's here. She's creeping around trying to be quiet. You can walk around, Mum, it's fine. Oh. She's just had a really nice morning with my sister. They went out for tomorrow's Mother's Day, and they went out for us here, and they went out for a beautiful breakfast. And we've been busy at home, and Daddy's mowed the lawns, and
yeah.
Oh, she's on the bench. She likes to be on the bench.
I'm
going to try.
Used to sit me on the bench, right, Grandma?
I'm going to try today lining them with olive oil. If it doesn't work, it won't matter. The cake will taste great. I will just scrape it out with a knife, because this recipe it's what's the word? Infallible. Infallible.
Yum.
You can't wreck it. You could undercook it. You could burn it, and it would still just taste great. I don't know. I don't know how. But anyway, It's a really, really good recipe. So we're going to try that today, but usually I do use the vegan butters, but I am trying to get away from that. And I also have, as I've mentioned before, so I don't want you to spray it. There's oil everywhere. I do want to learn to make my own. So there will be a video about that at some point. Even if it doesn't work, we'll still video us trying. Ocean's run over to Grandma for hugs and cuddles. So we have our flour sifted, we have our pans ready, and we're just going to do a clean up and a little tidy up while the mixture cools for a bit longer. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, so it's cooled enough. It's probably been in there maybe half an hour or something like that. And we've got everything else ready. So we're going to mix our ingredients from here. Actually, we'll mix in our no egg. Aww, sleepy, sleepy baby. No, not sleepy. Just a little bit. Alright. Actually, we'll use that. So put in whatever you're using as your egg replacer. Or maybe you're using real eggs. I don't know. Some people have their own chickens and that's what they do. I know. That's okay. Alright. Alright, so give that a whisk. Oh, noisy. Enjoy it. Mix it in. So I've got the flour in the bowl and we've got all the other ingredients in the saucepan. It's a bit noisy. Chocolatey.
Yeah, with those little bumps in it.
Oh, and stir it up. So I'm going to give it a bit of a stir with the spoon first and then I might use the whisk as well. It does get a bit caught in the whisk, but it still mixes so much nicer. So much more nicely.
I will whisk the whisk.
Do you? Let's just...
Have a little whisk.
Hang on. Not yet. It's not ready yet for that.
Maybe the taste at the end?
Yeah, at the end you can do a test taste. Yeah? Yum.
Might be a little too strong.
So this recipe with the maple, we do an extra half a cup of self-raising flour because it is really, it's a runny recipe anyway. So whatever version you do, be aware that it will be really thin and it's supposed to be thin. Don't put your hands in there, please. Thank you. It's supposed to be thin, and then with the maple on top of that, it will be extra thin, but that's okay. And you could use a mix master. I've got one. It's over there. I should probably be using it, but I'd never use it for this one. I just mix it all together. It always turns out good. Always. I think once we made a big one and we even made it, tried to make it that whole, you know, eat your cake and have it too. We did a big round cake, and then when everyone had the slices, because we needed it for 2 days, we used the edges and then re-iced the edges for the next day. It was unreal. I don't know, that's a long time ago. That's a very vague memory, but I thought it was quite funny how you could have your cake and eat it too, sort of thing. Have you heard that saying? No? I'll explain it to you a bit later. Would you like to have a little whisk? Yeah? It smells good, doesn't it? It already smells like a... No, yeah, don't stick in. Yep. Good girl. May I have it, please?
Can I whisper something into your ear?
Want to whisper something? Are you ready?
Yeah.
What's the verdict? Can't be bad. It's always good.
Another test taste.
Oh, okay. So if they do a test taste and they say, I'm not sure, I need another test taste, that means it's good. That means it's really good. All right. So that's pretty good. I'm going to try and put it in. Just stay with me for a sec. All right, you can go. All right. She wants to go and find Grandma. She's going to go outside, so you'll hear the door. All right, so pour them in. Just do it as even as you can. A bit messier doing too. And if one is thinner than the other, I just put that one on the top. I mean, that makes sense. so make sure you've already heated up your oven. Put that on whenever you think is appropriate, you know, 10 minutes beforehand or so. I do these cakes at 45 minutes at 175. You can vary it a little bit. The original recipe I think says between actually I have it here, 300 to 350 Fahrenheit, which is 150 to 175. I do it at 170-75. And that's for 45 minutes or so, maybe a little bit less depending. So alter it according to your oven. All right, these are both going to fit on the one level, which is really good because we want them to be nice and even. Oh. I've got her big platform thing there that she stands on, so I can't walk it. All right, they're in. Wonderful. Set the timer. I'm going to set the timer for 40 minutes and check on them then with a skewer, or just have a look and see what I think. Beautiful. All right. Well, they're both looking really nice. I'm just going to test them with a skewer or a toothpick. And because they are half size, they do cook really quickly. That was 45 minutes though, or 40 minutes, 41 minutes or so. All right, that's all good. They're beautiful. I'm going to leave them in the tray for a bit. I'm just going to go around the edges with a knife just to make sure the edges haven't stuck. And in about 10 minutes, I'm going to flip them out and put them on a cooling tray. Okay, so both cakes look really nice. So we're going to ice them tomorrow actually. So we're going to whip up some icing that we had in the freezer. So hopefully it works. It's a nice vegan buttercream that we made a while ago for Sean's birthday. And we're going to whip it up, put a little bit in between. It's going to be way too sugary, but you know, that's what happens when you make a cake. All right, so we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. So we've got our 2 cakes done. They're pretty thin. They didn't rise a great deal, which is a bit of a pity, but it can vary. It can also be the olive oil we used is heavier. That's my theory anyway. And we've got a cup of hot water there because it makes the icing a lot easier to do nice and smoothly. Ashin, do you want to do that bit? So the layer for the center, just do a really thin sort of layer because it really tastes pretty awful if you do it too thick. I think so anyway. The Ocean's enjoying smoothing it all out.
Whoops.
Do you think this is going to work, Ocean? Yeah. We might have to squish them down.
Whoops.
So we started out, we've tried the berries in the middle, but I just didn't like how, to make it work, you'd really have to pack it with icing. So there's no gaps, and we really don't want to do that. I made a massive cake for her and some others for her birthday a few years ago. First birthday? Second birthday. And it was an awesome looking cake and it tasted amazing, but it was huge and the icing was just too thick, so we're against thick icing now.
And the big ones taste good, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Mummy. Leave it for birthday.
Okay, another one. You did too. Oh. You'll get a couple of good ones out of all those.
Okay, so we forgot to close off our video the other day. We were too busy with birthday, making cake, icing cake, eating cake. We have shown them the last piece. We have one piece left. And Ocean's gonna have it, and then no more sugar for a while or something.
I'm gonna play the
No, don't
piano.
play the piano. All right, so don't play the piano, please. They say never make movies with animals and children. And now I know why. All right, give the cake a go, and please, please, please let us know if you made it and it was good or it was bad or whatever. All right. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.